The following is a review for critical, analytical, and educational purposes only, and is protected under Article 17 and 107 in the United States Fair Use Code. This video is not an infringement on copyright. Please enjoy the video.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, first of all, welcome to 2015. Okay, now that that's out of the way, Ant-Man. Let's address the elephant in the room here. Yes, it's disappointing that Edgar Wright was dropped from the project, especially since he seemed like a brilliant fit for it, but when I see people say that they're going to boycott the movie because of what happened to him out of principle, I can't help but sigh. Listen folks, pretty much the exact same thing happened with Patty Jenkins for Thor: The Dark World. This is not a new thing for Marvel folks. The only difference is that Patty isn't a genre darling like Edgar is, and she wasn't attached to the movie for as long. Anyway, with the movie over 7 months away, we finally have our first trailer, and to be honest, I love it. I really do. This is a strong introduction to not just the character on screen, but also to Marvel Phase 3 in general. The movie looks very different from previous Marvel films, from its locations, its grounded locations in San Francisco, the emphasis on family or a father-daughter relationship, and the explicit theme of legacy. It's that theme that has me most intrigued about Ant-Man. Michael Douglas's Hank Pym is hoping to pass on his superhero persona onto Paul Rudd's Scott Lang, and a key motivator for that will be Scott Lang's daughter and how she looks up to him. Throw in Evangeline Lilly as Hank Pym's daughter, and we could have some great potential for character growth in Ant-Man. It's themes like this that have continually made the Marvel movies so much more than mindless blockbuster entertainment, but rather some of the most thought-provoking and intimately constructed genre movies in the 21st century. As for the Ant-Man himself, the effects do look unfinished, which I'm always annoyed at when I see that in these trailers, but I'm surprised at how well the costume is translated into live action. At the end of the day, this is a ridiculous concept, and I love the idea of Michael Douglas saying with a completely straight face that Scott needs to be the new Ant-Man, but Scott wants to change the name. It makes sense. In 1962, when Ant-Man was created and published, that was an awesome name for a hero. In 2015, it sounds a bit silly, but it's still a title and something that Hank would want carried down and maintained. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, the effects. One thing that does have me concerned about the movie is that while I have no doubt that director Peyton Reed will do well with the comedy and the characters, when it comes to the action, I'll be curious as to how much of Edgar Wright's initial ideas and storyboards he incorporates in the final movie. When it comes to low-budget genre filmmakers such as Edgar Wright or even recently with James Gunn, they had a history with working with low-budget visual effects, which made them a natural fit for the transition to blockbuster. For Peyton Reed, his filmography is made up almost entirely of grounded comedies with hardly any visual effects. Even the cinematographer of Ant-Man, Russell Carpenter, has a filmography almost exclusively made up of more grounded, non-visual effects heavy movies, so we'll have to wait and see. But I'm hopeful when it comes to Ant-Man. After Guardians of the Galaxy, it seemed like Marvel could do anything they wanted, and I find it interesting that they're following Avengers Age of Ultron, one of the biggest comic book movies of all time, with something small. Ant-Man opens in the UK and in the US on July 17th, 2015.
Is it too late to change the name?